What is it?
Oh, no, it's this show, Bigfoot and Wild Boy, which was a children's show in the 70s. So it was part of these two guys. They made shows. I think they made Scooby-Doo, actually.
Is it the Hannah and Barbara?
That was confusing because, I don't know, I showed her some guy, he's like, these guys made Scooby-Doo, so I don't understand. Maybe Hanna-Barbera made and these guys came up with it. And the point is, they had this Saturday show, it was like a compilation of shows. It was on ABC in the 70s, and there's one show called Bigfoot and Wild Boy, which is the concept is a boy was lost in the wilderness when he was 8, and then Bigfoot raised him up to be Wild Boy. And everything I said is like the intro to the show. Like,
okay.
And it's, they get in these hijinks where there's like an abominable snowman that's like motorized and controlled by two evil men who want to take over the government's weather control system. So there's also some weird conspiracy in it.
Oh, it's live action.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you said they created Scooby-Doo, I assumed this was animated. Okay.
No, yeah.
Wow, this looks insane.
Yeah, and they use like the animatronic abominable snowman to try and kill Bigfoot and Wild Boy so they can get away with their plan, which doesn't make any sense because they could just do it privately and they wouldn't know what was happening.
Bigfoot's got powers in this. Bigfoot's got big time powers.
He jumps really high. You know the old thing where they jump and then it just shows him like flying probably off like a trampoline in the air?
Yeah, like a bionic woman, $6 million man kind
the
of
exact same thing except it's Bigfoot.
Yeah,
And
also,
also
all of the action's in slow motion because it looks so shitty that if it was in regular speed, you'd be like, holy shit, this Sasquatch suit looks like garbage.
Yeah. Literally every time he runs, it's in slow motion because it would just look like a tall, hairy guy. And then when he talks, he's like, it's like this weird, made-up language that's like, Wild Boy.
And then, Wild Boy has to translate it for him.
It's like a Han Chewie situation.
Yeah, which is weird that technically he can speak. So, like, he has his own language. It's the same as someone just speaking Spanish and learning English.
Yeah. Well, it's similar to, like I said, Han and Chewie. Like, they never communicate to each other in their own languages, but they both understand.
Yeah. And that's the fucked up is none of these Bigfoots in America speak the damn language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we have to respect them. They're here first. They crossed that land bridge same time as we did.
That's my new campaign. Bigfoots are Native American. Bigfoot is.
Try to disprove it. That's what I say to anybody listening. Try to disprove that theory.
To all the racists out there.
Yeah. Fucking Bigfoot's ours, baby. Back off.
I think racists like Bigfoot, though. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, what? I know that Rivers likes Bigfoot.
I'm not.
I want to hear this theory.
I'm not saying if you like Bigfoot, you're racist. For sure, there are a lot of great people that we got a lot of great people on each side. But no, I'm just saying like it's like a lot like I mean like hardcore like conspiracy right racist people. You know what I mean? Like Bigfoot's also exciting and new. It's like it's a mystery. But it's like a QAnon. If you're into QAnon, I feel like it's
they get
close.
To be scared of.
Yeah, it's like QAnon is how far is that from Bigfoot? It's like it's all just kind of like. Obviously, there are different kinds of conspiracies. There's kind of two sides of the conspiracy pole. I'm just saying there's probably a guy that, is like hardcore Trump and also thinks there's a Sasquatch.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a guy. I'm sure there's probably a handful, more than, but it's not,
I would like to see the political breakdown of Bigfoot hunters.
Oh, they're all hardcore, like, I do not vote libertarians
that live in the government.
Yeah.
I only 100%. Trust Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I live by Bigfoot law out in these countries?
I wonder if they would vote for Bigfoot. Probably not.
No, they'd probably kill him.
I don't know. Well, there's two schools of thought on that. There's no kill Bigfoot people, and there's taxidermy Bigfoot people, just as there are lost humanoid cryptid Bigfoot people and interdimensional crossover Bigfoot people. There's some people that think that Bigfoot doesn't even exist on our plane. He's on a different plane, and every once in a while, like a bed sheet, the planes kind of get like two bed sheets together, kind of get pushed together.
That's
and
called
Bigfoot,
a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, same concept
for the layman.
Same concept.
That almost makes the most sense of anything.
It's a twist tie of bed sheets together, and I was like, "What the? That's a glitch in the Matrix."
I mean, no. Well, what I'm saying is, you imagine two bed sheets on top of one another, right?
I've never made a bed in my life.
I'll be honest. I didn't even really. think about the analogy or the metaphor you were making, but I accepted it.
Yeah.
A twist tie in the bed sheets.
Right. So
Is it just a twist tie in the bed sheet? You know,
I didn't say
glitch in
twist
the
tie. I said
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I said there's two bed sheets and then they kind of get mushed together. So all of a
Sure.
sudden they're
Like a Venn diagram.
They're
but with bed
overlapping.
sheets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That's what I
more
s-
confused.
That's what I say to women. I go, "You want to make a Venn diagram, but with bed sheets?
And they say, "Ooh, are you a Bigfoot hunter?"
What's the intersection of my dick and you?" Okay.
We're currently in the Schrodinger's podcast studio. The election is happening, and
What?
I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to do it.
I haven't looked at anything all day. Cooper burst through the door at my house, or our house, and just started talking about Indiana. And I was,
He's like, well, it's over.
not going
You know
on.
what's-
Trump took Indiana.
you know what's happening in Indiana? Nothing, because I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 4. And so
Ooh.
I'm a Belarusian dude who just stabbed a guy. That's what's important to me right now.
My man.
But then Cooper comes
dude.
in talking to me about politics.
Well, it's just so funny. I don't know, because it's like my grandma's fucking dying right now, and I went over to see her, and she's just watching the election in hospice
no.
care, and it's like, what the fuck is this? And it's funny that you said Schrodinger's cat, because he could be dead right now.
Yeah.
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 Isn't that
Absolutely.
fun?
That's hilarious.
I came on here to have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think? I wasn't going to mention it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you did.
I can't talk about
It is an interesting situation. Rivers, on your deathbed, you could watch election results right now. What are you choosing?
I don't know.
I say hell no.
Yeah,
Give
no,
me Grand
no,
Theft Auto
that's-
4.
Yeah, no. I mean, if that's the choice, then sure. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 4. I don't know. I'm sure I'll feel differently when the time comes, but it's like I don't really want to.
Listeners,
Deathbed situation.
This is a good question, actually. Listeners, tweet at us. If you were on your deathbed and had to choose election results or whatever else? What would you do?
Everybody would choose whatever else. It's got to be something specific.
No,
Grand Theft Auto 4. Or did you say 4 or 5?
I
said
think it's
4.
just watch them or not watch
Yeah,
them. That's
watch them or choose to
Do
do
you watch
anything else.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
the question is, do you watch election results on your deathbed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's hard. I feel like it's also, though, it's hard not to, because if you're dying, you're like, what is the future?
Yeah, she
gonna
has
look
a
like?
family
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah,
She's like the
exactly.
matriarch,
Exactly.
you know? So she wants to make sure the world might be okay.
Yeah. It was funny. She was like, sort of like a real, like, kind of like older progressive lady joke, but she was like, if Biden loses, I'm going to need gin. And then my family bought her gin. So I guess
Hell yeah.
maybe she'll
Good.
be getting drunk tonight.
Hey, well, that's fun. See, that's what you want on your
They
deathbed.
she already took Valium, though, so there's,
Oh, damn. She's going to party hard.
I guess so.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want, you know.
Yeah, I want to go to the election
long as
party
she's
with Cooper's
comfortable.
grandma.
Yeah, I'll
She's
watch
cool as
Taking
shit, dude.
Valium.
If I can have Valium and Tanqueray, then sure, I'll watch the election results. Whatever.
Yeah. They got
That is-
they got the Tanqueray, they got the martini set up. So
Yeah, also in this theory, the question now, you get to be high on pills and drunk on the election results.
Yeah, well, then obviously, who cares? Who cares
Yeah.
what's on TV at that point? You're not going to know.
and if you're someone out there who's like, well, I'm sober, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're dying.
Yeah.
All right.
In
not
this
funny.
theory.
Sorry. Just
Yeah.
Cooper's been having a
Don't-
good day.
been having a rockin' day, dude. Don't ask me to explain my theories, all right? That's the name of my book, sorry.
Don't ask me to explain my theories. It's a great title.
That is actually
Thank you so
comedy album, book, bumper sticker. That's just a bumper sticker.
much. But like one that goes across the entire bumper.
Yeah, no, it's just a bumper. You
Yeah.
sell a bumper.
It's a bumper.
This is
That
my
would be pretty
this
cool.
is my comedy bumper.
That would be awesome.
Speaking of bumpers, I got a story from Motor City, Detroit.
Murder City, I call it.
That is appropriate for this story. A man and a woman were arrested after allegedly firing 16 shots into a home. No injuries were reported in the incident at a Detroit home on Sunday morning. An investigation indicates that a 21-year-old man and a 26-year-old woman confronted a 23-year-old woman at her home, which led to an argument with the woman's 31-year-old boyfriend. The argument escalated into the 21-year-old man retrieving a gun from his vehicle and unloading 16 shots into the home. The suspects fled in a white Pontiac, police said. They were spotted later. A neighbor told WDIV that there was an infant inside the vehicle,
Jesus.
and he said that it started when someone called the baby ugly. So that is
That'll have you emptying a full clip.
that is a
in Murder City.
Murder City.
Do they have pictures
Shot?
of the baby?
No, I'm sure the baby looks awesome though. Just
The
sitting there.
baby's busted.
Yeah, they arrested the baby.
It's like the judge is like, "Can I see a picture? Can you bring the baby in?"
Yeah, let's get this baby in here. I will be the determination on whether or not this baby is ugly.
This baby is busted. Just banging the gavel.
That's
Everyone's like, "Oh!"
I mean, there's no way that just started there, but I love to pretend that it did.
Oh yeah.
That they were just like out of nowhere, like, damn, this baby's pretty ugly. What did you say?
I ain't smoked meth in 3 days.
That was
I
like,
fucking couldn't even get a McChicken today. You're gonna call my meth baby ugly?
that's definitely some fuck you and your ugly baby too type shit.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That would be so funny if they were like actually having fun. And they're like, "Oh man, I'm so glad you're happy. You know, you got this, kind of weird looking baby, and you're feeling." And he's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, like you said, I don't think it started there, but it is a very funny thing that that somebody would be that set off by just someone
Hey,
calling
come
their baby
over
ugly.
for the barbecue. Whoa, I didn't say bring your ugly ass baby. People here are trying to have an appetite.
can't bring that pizza face in the house. What are you doing?
I mean,
I guess that means acne.
Does
yeah, I
the
was gonna
baby
say,
have
that's,
acne?
yeah, it's a Benjamin Button.
Let's just
baby.
imagine that the guy is so rude he doesn't give a shit.
Or he doesn't know what pizza face means.
I mean, the guy that called the baby ugly is probably,
He can't be that smart of a guy.
exactly.
Or he's just a total asshole.
But it had to be a fuck you and your ugly baby too.
It
Yeah.
is a total heel move. Maybe he just knew what he was doing.
You have, with
He
that
didn't-
you have to.
He didn't know the guy had a fucking full clip in the car, though.
right.
Ready to defend his child's honor.
Speaking of almost murdering people, Trump keeps leaving crowds at airports.
What?
So this has happened 3 times in the last week, where Trump will have an event where it's very close to an airport, so he can land the Air Force One and then go to the event. And in 3 separate occasions, one was in Omaha, Nebraska, one was near Pittsburgh, and one was in Rome, Georgia. The way they did it was they had the event about 3-4 miles away from the parking area, and the way they got everybody from the parking area to the Trump rally was on buses, which, first of all, that's insane that's happening right now.
Right.
Let's get a bunch of fucking old people, let's pack them into some buses and drive them 4 or 5 miles just so they can get a real good breath of everybody, but then they don't.
Dude, the bus situation's horrible.
That's crazy.
They
but-
do it in LA. Like they act like it's no problem just to get a bunch of people on a fucking bus. It's everybody's an idiot right now.
yeah.
Buses rock.
But here's that's the thing. It'd be one thing if the buses brought these people back to their cars, but so far on 3 separate occasions they just left them.
Nice.
Like 4 miles away from their car. And fortunately in Pennsylvania and Georgia, the temperatures are slightly above freezing. It was only 40 degrees in Pennsylvania and in Georgia when this happened. Omaha, Nebraska, 21 degrees, and 7 old people were hospitalized because Trump left them in a field last week.
God,
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even laughing at those people, but it's just so funny how obvious it is that he just doesn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, that's all it is. You're like
I wonder how could they not be mad at him? In that situation?
I don't blame Trump for this. He didn't fucking schedule any of these things.
No, of course.
It's just his dumb people who
but
don't give a fuck. Also,
but like the fish rots from the heads. The kind of people who get in bed with Trump are people who fucking don't like other people.
I'm just saying he didn't. He was when this was happening.
like
he was thinking about how he hates black people or something.
Yeah, of
that
course.
he wasn't like doing. This is. It is funny to be those bus drivers who are just like, do I come back? No,
like,
they didn't pay for that.
They'll figure it out. Yeah.
It's pretty cold, man.
I think in the Pennsylvania case, there was one of his surrogate's credit cards got declined.
Whoa. I am kind of glad to hear this, though, because people who live in these cold places are always like, man, when it's 32, we're still wearing shorts outside. So in theory, they should all be fine since they love the cold so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a week ago. That was last Tuesday in Omaha. Yeah, stranded 21 degree weather.
Don't ask them about their theories either.
Yeah.
No.
What? Damn. I've never gone to see a politician ever.
I've gone to protest one before.
Yeah, I mean that's way different than to
Yeah.
be like, I'm gonna go see a guy I just want to clap when he walks out of a plane.
Yeah,
like that's
actually I went to like the biggest one of my life. Probably I went to Obama's inauguration, but
Goddamn.
but that was like
that's a little
cultural
different.
event.
It's not
I was in
like a
college, you know.
I mean, I'm literally talking about like they're coming to watch this guy get off the fucking plane and maybe give like a 5-minute speech or something.
I think he goes for a while.
At the airport?
Oh no! I mean, like,
because he lands at the airport to do the rally.
Yeah, the rally is not at the
so
airport.
there's
It's just that. Whenever you read these, all of these reports have the same. Because apparently whoever was scheduling these was just like, let's just do it cookie cutter exactly the same everywhere we go. Which in some towns the access to the airport, you know, like LA, there's a fucking million roads that lead out of LAX. It's not a big deal. In Rome, Georgia, there is one road. So even like if they were trying to get the buses back there, they're all stranded on one little service road that's also clogged with like, you know, a bajillion like kind of healthy people that could walk too.
Yeah.
So it's just like a fucking disaster. But it does seem as if whoever planned these was like, we're going to do it exactly the same at each one. And they keep running into the same problem.
Maybe
with
it's
these,
a
like,
Democrat mole on the inside
Yes.
trying to murder their supporters.
wish the Democrats were good at anything like that.
Yeah, that's true.
If we could be so sneaky.
If it was a Democrat mole, that would also be a mistake. They'd be trying to like do something worse. They'd be trying to like bomb the buses, but they fucked that part
Or they
up.
they would actually pull it off flawlessly on accident. The thing with Trump is like the thing that some people find appealing, at least, is they're like, oh, this guy doesn't give a fuck at all, right? So he attracts a lot of people who don't give a shit about other people.
Sure.
So when this happens, it's like, I don't know. You ask that question, like, are they mad at him? It's like, they kind of can't be because they do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? Doing contact tracing, they found out that approximately 30,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and likely the deaths of nearly 700 people can be linked directly to Donald Trump's campaign rallies over the summer.
Just to riff for an hour. That guy loves performing more than anyone. All these comedians that are like, I can't stay off the stage. It's like, would you kill 700 people?
They can't even get audiences that big.
Yeah. No, not at
and
all.
do permanent lung damage to 30,000?
Damn.
Jesus.
Lil Pump.
Yeah, did you see the Lil Pump video?
I had to Google who that was this morning. I'm so mad that I almost made it out of 2020 without knowing who Lil Pump was. But
How?
now I do.
He had a big song with Kanye West.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
I
Gucci
just
gang,
know.
Gucci
Yeah, well, that's
gang.
the one I looked up. I was like, oh yeah, this.
I just broke my wrist because his watch is so big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I looked him up. He's got an alien tattooed on his head. That's kind of cool. He's probably a Bigfoot guy.
Yeah, honestly. Hey,
Yeah.
that's why you don't ask me about him. Because it makes sense.
Yeah. But I did look him up. I just found out about him today. But
That'd be funny if he got.
he seems.
left.
It's funny that he's just like one of those takes a lot of Xanax rappers.
yeah.
Cooper was saying he got his dick sucked on Instagram
That was
or
a
something.
big pop for him in his early career.
He got suspended. His account got suspended because he live streamed him getting his dick sucked.
Well, I don't know if he got suspended. That was Boonk Gang.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was what?
There's this guy Boonk Gang. You would like any of the listeners.
Cooper, shut up.
Spell that, please.
All right, fine.
Boont.
He's about to go on a rant about
It's not a rant. I was going to explain it very briefly.
Yeah, no, this is what we're here for. Sam.
He's famous for stealing stuff and ruining businesses.
Oh,
Look up
that guy from I've seen him on the
Yeah.
on the Larry Charles
He
thing.
steals Popeyes.
Yeah, that guy's hilarious.
He ruins businesses, and I think he's sober now. He goes by John Gabbana on Instagram. Look up compilations of him. That's it, Sam.
He's on. He's
That's it.
He's on the Dangerous Comedy show on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, with Larry Charles. Did you watch that series?
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
God, that fucking asshole, Larry Charles.
Oh no! Do you have is Larry Charles bad and I don't know it?
Dude, nah, I just remember watching it and I was like, what a fucking loser. Where he's just going up to Boonk and being like, no, why do you do your comedy?
I think that's hilarious.
Because he wants to be famous, dumbass. And I know the thing is like, oh, I want to hear what he's going to say. And you're like, you know what he's going to fucking say.
He's
like,
a dumb asshole. Ooh, yeah.
He's going to be like, I just don't give a shit. And he's going to say the you only live once thing, which is what fucking assholes who don't care about other people say.
That's
They
true.
just like punch a kid in the face. They're like, you only live once. We could probably get him to call in, to be honest.
How do you spell it? Boont?
Boonk. BOONK.
Oh,
gang.
okay. Boonk gang. I gotcha.
Boom gang.
But he posted on his Instagram, because I just looked him up. He posted on his Instagram and it says like DM for like features and stuff. So like you can pay him to come rap, and you could probably also possibly pay him. He might just want to be on the podcast.
Could you? I mean, with Lil Pump, is there a chance that Donald Trump just paid him to?
Absolutely
To be
not.
that.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Would
though.
he be available for such things?
I would not be surprised if Lil Pump expressed his like of Trump, and then his marketing team, which is their genius
That's what I'm
group,
thinking.
probably reached out to him.
Yeah, because no, that's 100% what I was thinking. Because
Yeah.
they want any sort of like
At this point, the Trump team is very good at reaching out to any kind of black celebrity.
Yeah.
Who is, and I think it's very much was probably them.
yeah, we had
you know.
fucking Lil Wayne over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're reaching out because Lil Pump, I think, is like, he's not black. He's like Puerto Rican or
He's
something.
Colombian, I believe.
He's Colombian?
Yeah,
See?
Colombian dude from Miami.
Biden's only got 2 chains, but now he's hitting. He's got
And
more.
Eminem.
Oh, Eminem is also. Well, I know. Yeah. Has he supported Biden, or does he just rap about how he hates Trump?
No, he's supported Biden now.
Yeah,
He's put out a video on his Instagram apparently where you lose yourself plays and it encourages you to vote, and it's
wow.
very disturbing.
What if you had one shot to once again contribute to a system that has never given a fuck about you? Would you take it because you feel obligated by Twitter?
Dude,
I'm surprised he didn't reboot Mosh. Remember that one? We're gonna mosh through the marsh for
When?
John Kerry.
yeah, man.
He did that? What happened?
Eminem has a bad song from. I mean, he's got a lot of bad songs, but he has maybe his cringiest song is from I think it was from 2004, and it was a song that he did to support. I don't know if it was so much to support John Kerry as it was to be against Bush.
Yeah.
But it was called March, and it won't. I think the chorus is "We're gonna march through the marsh." It's like, I'm not doing that for John Kerry. I'm sorry.
March
No.
through the marsh.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
Well, because he loves
Eminem's-
rhyming things that don't rhyme. Where he has an interview where he's like, "I hate when people say you can't rhyme anything with orange." And he's like, "I eat an orange and go over to my friend George." It's just like, all right, Eminem.
He can do it. He can do it all, man.
I understand his point, but it's marsh.
It's just bad. It's bad when all the celebrities are trying to get you to vote. That's how you know voting's fake. That every celebrity is like, you should vote and it's important.
I think though, even if it's not fake, it's like just weird that it's like those are the people that have to tell us.
This is Mosh, by the way. This is his "You're Not Thinking Hard Enough About a Rock" song.
Eminem spends a lot of time thinking about a rock. That's a hot pot.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they got like this is a deep fucking reference. Pretty sure he got Jib Jab to do the video.
Oh,
they
God.
were an early Flash website from 2004. Yeah.
He's giving some business to small business. Jib jab.
I mean, it's a boring song, but
Yeah, I mean, this is, like you said, this is one of him's bad ones.
yeah.
But yeah, it's fake. Voting's fake. I saw a commercial trying to get people to register to vote yesterday, and the commercial's like, I've never voted before, and it felt good to cast my vote and get my voice heard, and it felt good to get in the system. And he literally said, "Get in the system, dude."
Just wait to get jury duty, motherfucker.
We fucking live in such a fucking awful world where it's just like, get into the system. And he was like trying to say it like it was a fun thing. I love to be in the system.
It's funny too, because like we all voted.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like, yeah, it's like it's bullshit, but it's just like, well, I'm not gonna.
I mean, it's kind of fun.
It's like a video game.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's real or not.
we're all look, we participate in the lie for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know.
It's self-satisfying.
We gotta if we knew
like
we
me.
lived in a fascist dictatorship country, we wouldn't like that.
No.
We wouldn't wake up every day and feel good.
Yeah.
No.
But if we can be like, I did something
Yeah.
that is real.
Well, I think
I was talking to Cooper. You know how the government lies all the time
Uh-huh.
and shit, and you actively don't trust things the government says.
Yes.
those people are in charge of counting the votes and telling you who won.
I heard a thing that just came out from Georgia that they in Fulton County, which is Atlanta, which is 100% going to go for Biden. They just had a thing happen where like a pipe exploded and like flooded a room where there was a bunch of ballots being held.
Of course.
And you're just like,
cool.
This is not a,
that's how you know it's fake. Everybody
Yeah.
doesn't trust the government, but also like we trust them to tell us who won. Realistically and accurately. And the people in charge who might lose definitely wouldn't try to sway that at all.
Yeah. This is how you split the baby though. As far as that goes, it's like you can vote, you can feel like you're doing something, and that's cool, but you can't just let that be it. You know, some people assume that if they vote every 4 years, it's the same as like, it's the same as being an Easter and Christmas Christian, where it's like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. And it's like, well, when do you go to church? It's like Easter and Christmas when I'm home with my parents, that kind of thing. It's like,
when
well,
grandma
you're not really,
makes me.
right. You're not really doing the thing. I mean,
Right.
the same thing with, with our system where it's like, yeah, you're, you can vote every 4 years, and that is the bare minimum requirement. It's like, hey, how about this? When if Joe Biden pulls this thing off, or if Trump pulls this thing off, how about this? We'll say, no matter who pulls this off, let's have a giant fucking protest on the 20th. Let's not.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, let's have a giant party.
Party.
But that's the thing that pissed me off the most over the weekend was Mark Hamill tweeting. He was like, oh, just 48 more hours before I can go back to tweeting funny memes or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're just like, dude, we're past that. Like,
Right.
both of these people suck. I thought we agreed that it was just like we're voting for Biden just to get Trump out of the way, but that can't be it. It's that shit that happened in 2016 or 2017 at the Women's March, where there was that guy there was a picture of a guy holding a sign that said, if Hillary had won, we'd be at brunch right now. And you're like, that is the fucking problem.
I mean, there's a more guaranteed positive effect to just like giving water to people without houses.
Yes.
It's like
100%. Yeah.
it's fucking. I don't know if like they're actually gonna ever like go for the full board dictatorship, because like the lie of like
they gotta
pretending we're free is a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
But like
a lot of money in it. A lot of money in this lie.
I was thinking today of like, I wonder if like if they wanted to transition into that, like a good way is to pretend you have democracy and then fuck it up and then be like, see, doesn't democracy not work? Wouldn't it be better if there was just one guy? Yeah. And I don't know if we'd ever get to that point, but it's honestly is like most people didn't think we'd be here. Yeah. So it's like, I think I don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll just keep pretending that we have choices, but I mean, they could also just be trying to wear us out,
Well, here's another thing. The military. The presidency basically is in control of the military.
Yeah.
And the military is in control of, the top generals and stuff. So every time the president changes, do you honestly think the generals who've been there for decades are like, okay, we're going to listen to this different guy now.
They just
they're going to continue to do whatever the fuck
their
they
agenda
want.
is set.
And they're like the most powerful thing our country has.
Right.
They're our biggest moneymaker.
They make a lot of money.
And
it's the best deal we've ever had.
And so how are we really going to be like, oh, things have changed now?
Yeah.
They had Kamala Harris, who was from goddamn California, look directly into a camera during the vice presidential debate and say, we love fracking. It's like, fuck you. Fuck directly off. So
she also doesn't even know what that is.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't think Donald Trump knows a fracking thing.
Absolutely not.
Demolished.
We did it.
Pence knows everything.
He's a very smart man.
We've still actually got a couple of Twitter questions left over from show 100 that I was gonna throw to you guys. First up, at card _ holic, Brian from Montana asks, somebody throws a get out of quarantine pass in the room, no chance of getting sick or anything. Who wins the fight for it?
Carter Glasscock wants it so bad.
That's true. I think Carter wants it the worst.
Carter wants it so bad. I felt so bad so many times talking to Carter where he was like, and in a couple months when this is over, And that was like fucking 8 months ago.
Yeah.
And then it was like 6 months ago he said the same thing.
That's
just
true.
Like, oh, Carter.
I think me and Sam would both kind of reach for it, but it'd be well.
We'd probably look at Carter and be like, how, if you could take it if you want.
Yeah.
Well, if not, we'll do rock, paper, scissors or something.
Yeah. Although Cooper's over there, I don't know what. He's younger than us. He's a little more spry, I bet.
I probably wouldn't even go for it. I'd regret it later. But the thing is,
we would
like,
all regret it later.
I would like to not have the chance of having it, so I could just go see people. But also the thing is, like, everyone else has it still. So
everybody else is
COVID
still
isn't over. And also it's
Yeah.
like, okay, in this situation, do they believe you? Or are you going up to people being like, I have a fracking pass?
Maybe you just have to go to a country where they already have it under control.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it says get out of quarantine pass, so that means I don't know.
You can also just give that to yourself if you don't give a fuck. So,
I would save it for a rainy day.
whoever would fight for it first is already out the door doing it anyway. What is this question? To be honest, what is this question even asking? You can do You can do it.
I think
go.
I think they're just asking who would win. Who's gonna win the fight. But it's like for this particular item,
Well, I'll kick anyone's ass. So if we're asking who would win in a fight,
yeah, sure.
top dog.
This is from @_Irish Rob. Top 5 Corona Diary news stories. And there were a couple of responses to this one, by the way. Our friend Ben in Austin says, I second this. What were your favorite stories from the past 20 years of the pandemic? Oh, and when are we getting a coffee table version with excerpts from the episode? So proud of you guys for sticking it through for 100. And then this is @Paul Gleason says, I hope one day we learn more about the guy who tried to crash the train into the boat. And I would say that's
a fun
close to the top. I actually have written out my personal top 5, and that one's close to the top. I said number 5 is the story of Dr. Stella Emmanuel, who was that crazy woman who was saying that women got uterine infections because the devils were having a feud inside of them and shit like that.
Oh yeah, she was a fun lady.
She was like completely fucking insane. And
the devils,
Texas,
couple
from Texas.
The demons. Yeah, she was from
demons.
Texas. Yeah. Number 4.
Demons in the pussy.
Yeah. Number 4 would be the guy in the pretty close to a Klan hood, but not exactly a Klan hood, and board shorts, smoking a bunch of meth and stealing a houseboat. That was pretty funny. Up in Minneapolis. And then, of course, they sent the fattest cop in Minneapolis out to his ankles in water to taser the guy. So I liked that. Number 3, it's got to be Bulldozer Guy. Chad Thiessen wrote a ton of crazy shit on Facebook and then tried to drive a bulldozer to a rally, or a BLM rally in Omaha.
And got closer than you would think.
He got like 7-8 miles. Yeah. It was like supposed to be a 40-mile drive, and he got 7 or 8 miles.
But in a bulldozer.
In a bulldozer, man. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Props to him. He's him, but props also.
Yeah.
The guy that made the armored bulldozer only made it to like the fucking town.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's where
he wanted to go. But
Yeah.
still, it's like, how far did he really think he would get?
I mean, my favorite thing with that was where there was a story. We covered this on What Did You Learn? That Tread, which is tremendous. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. But there was some other story that they didn't talk about in the documentary where Marvin Heemeyer, the guy who built the Killdozer, he had a friend who owned a bar in the town. And the town was trying to make the downtown area look nice, so they planted trees, and it obscured the sign above his bar. And he was always bitching to Marv about it, because Marv would come in there to drink. He's like, yeah, this town planted all these fucking trees. Now I have to either move my sign to the top of the building so people can see it, or it just get blocked over. It's a waste of money. He fucking knocked down all those trees for that guy during his rampage.
Yeah, I watched the thing about
That's
that guy.
It's a good regular
he
right
wasn't-
there.
Fuck yeah.
He's like, if I make it out of this thing, I'll get some free drinks.
And that's why Kanye said that relationships with people are the greatest currency.
Number 2, of course, just referenced by Paul, the guy who tried to drive a train into a boat. And early on, too. We're talking like a week in. This guy's brain just fucking melted.
Yeah, he went full conspiracy instantly.
Yeah, immediate. This is like, I swear to God, this was still in like March when this happened.
It was a month or two in, I think.
Yeah. Do you remember this?
No.
This is down in San Pedro. This is fucking here. Some guy was driving a train, and this is when they were bringing those hospital ships into like the major ports in, in Los Angeles and New York to do overflow. So the thought
We have a
was
hospital. Okay, that's too big a question. I didn't know we had hospital ships.
the Navy,
Okay,
like
just the Navy.
and
Gotcha.
so they brought in this ship called the USS Mercy into San Pedro Port. The idea being that if all the hospitals in Los Angeles are overrun by COVID and you broke your leg, they would send you down to the Mercy to get.
Oh, cool.
So that was the idea.
On
yeah.
a ship?
Yeah, you get to go
That's
on a ship.
fun.
Yeah. And this guy was driving the train. He was like, that's not for that ship. It's for something else.
Yeah, he thought that's where they're doing like COVID research and they're going to put it all in our brains or something.
And so he sped up the train and drove it full force to the end of the tracks. And then the train came to a rest, probably 2 football fields away from the train. Nowhere near the ship.
Was it even pointed the right direction?
Yeah, but he, you know how all those, I don't know if you've been down to the Port of Call in San Pedro, they just have all the train tracks just in there because that's where you take your cargo and shit to be put on ships to go around the world.
Sure.
So he just, instead of slowing down where he's supposed to, he just drove off the track onto the concrete where the track ended, and then the train came to a rest like way the fuck away from the ship. There was no threat of him hitting this ship.
As a train does when it's off the tracks.
Yeah, but
those ships have pretty strong holes.
Yeah, even if it
What
did
was
hit,
his thought?
he thought he was gonna. He just wanted to do some
Thought it
crazy
was going to
shit.
go full action.
Dude, even if it worked, it would still look so fucking funny of just like just fucking dinking it. Like
Yeah,
you just make a bunch of people fall over.
my 2 favorite details. One is as he was doing this, he jumped out of the train. And he like ditched the train.
What a pussy! He's
And
not even gonna 9/11 it.
And he gave the finger to the little. They had a little camera monitoring the hull of the driver's train, and he like flicked off the fucking camera and jumped out because he's like Kid Rock or something.
How fast was the train going?
Full speed.
Full speed. Yeah.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive. And but then this is the second thing. Then this is the weirder thing. I have a Google alert set up for this man. I've heard there's nothing. The only story you can find about it is the day it happened, and that's it. So I haven't heard if he's gone to trial.
That's how you know
what
it's
he's
a
charged with.
government conspiracy.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, did they put him like 6 feet under the jail, like he's in Gitmo or some
They
shit?
always kill the activists.
Yeah.
And there are a bunch of people on the train? Like
No, it was a cargo train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he just ruined several $1 million worth of cargo, I assume.
Just a bunch of Amazon packages. He actually did do like a really cool thing. Well, I guess not. He already spent the money.
And of course, the number one, unquestionably, the funniest thing that's happened all year. Trump got corona. That's it. There's nothing even close.
It's a good bit.
It's the fun,
If it was real. I hate to be that guy
real.
again.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it was real, probably not.
But even if it's not, the shit he did is just the Make-A-Wish rider on the parking lot alone is that's just choice. That's the funniest. That's so funny.
A lot of people said it was the greatest news story of COVID. A lot of people said it was the biggest break.
It was. Yeah.
A lot of people very excited.
It made
Very
me
excited.
It made
Lot
me.
of people-
It still makes me happy.
On
just
both
thinking about
sides.
it.
On both sides, a lot of people got excited. Some knew I'd beat it. Some thought I'd die.
I mean, it's still actively making me happy because his voice is all fucked up now. I don't know if y'all heard him on Fox and Friends, but it was.
He goes on there a lot, doesn't he?
That's his main thing, and
Those are his friends.
It's like me on this podcast.
yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's his main thing, and also the Fox and Friends now. I mean, might as well call them the Fox fake friends.
And somebody said, what's the biggest difference between this and 4 years ago? And I say Fox. It's much different.
He's so disappointed.
You still have
in them.
great people.
But-
You're 3 of them.
But Mr.
But,
President, can I just say one thing? With
Fox
what
is
they
a
try to
much- is a
do,
much
what they try to
different
do with
place
Fox,
in terms of
but we just want to
politics.
show
Excuse
both.
me.
Unlike the other networks, they were trying to show both sides. So hey, here's President Trump live. Here's Joe Biden live. Because we feel it's a
can't
responsibility to
criticize another
sell.
network.
We report, they decide. Yeah. So I don't
just
think
doing
it's
their
an
catchphrases?
endorsement of anybody. But go ahead. When President Obama speaks, does he get under your skin? They
Well,
say
in the old days,
that
they
he's the
wouldn't
reason.
put, they wouldn't put Sleepy Joe Biden on every time he opened his mouth. They had other networks for that, frankly.
So anyway, that's how he sounds now, which is cool.
It's kind of funny to sound, like hear him doing the same thing, but kind of like he doesn't even seem interested in it anymore.
That's what I
you
mean,
know?
dude. He's down in the
Just
holes.
tired of it.
Yeah,
He never wanted to, it was
almost-
obvious like 6 months in, he was like, oh shit, what happened?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit! It was obvious
That's how
the
you
night
can-
of. My
Yeah.
God, I'm thinking back to 4 years ago. Man, when he came out to give his fucking acceptance speech, he looks like he'd seen a ghost. You're just like, uh-oh.
Teflon done.
Oy.
Pans finally wearing out. About to get burned.
But yeah, that's my top 5. I don't know.
He did sound very different. Sound like a bad impression almost.
I'm telling you. Are you guys ready to jam out for this afternoon?
Ooh, yeah. What are we doing?
Oh, boy. Well, we're going to go to the swing state of Florida all the way to the motherfucking Matthews Bridge in Jacksonville, baby. This is Limp Bizkit with their song My Generation.
Oh, boy.
Here's the thing. We've had a lot of people message me and be like, oh, you should have to do more Limp Bizkit for the jam of the day. The problem is there's so much of it has been just completely taken over by like the fucking irony police on YouTube that all the comments are, they're just people being funny. So I'm left with few
I don't know
options.
if it's irony of just like that's how you have to accept this. If you can't take this seriously. Even the people who enjoy the song know
That'd be funny if Trump won the Limp Bizkit. They tweeted and they were like, time to break stuff. It's just one of those days, November 3rd.
Yeah, well, potentially, yeah. When y'all are listening to this, it might just be one of those days. Yeah, so this is off of their record, Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water, of course. And the beginning of the thing where he says, John Otto, take him to the Matthews Bridge. I had to look that up because it's a bridge in Jacksonville. And the first comment here, let's get down into these comments, is from Matthew Gale from 3 months ago. And he just says, my name is Matthew. All right. So
seems like a sweet guy.
Yeah.
Listening to Limp Bizkit with a cute little grin on his face.
Yeah. But he hears, hey, the Matthews Bridge. It's like, how do you know that bridge isn't named for Dave Matthews, man? Being selfish over there.
Just name a bridge and give the key to the city to Dave Matthews. Your surf rock has inspired us all.
Surf rock?
I don't know. He's in the vein of Jack Johnson, and that's what Jack Johnson is.
Yeah, no,
he's got Johnson's way fucking better.
I was about to say they have a similar following, but Dave is. I'd call Dave, quad rock.
I guess Dave's inland. You're right, Dave's inland.
Yeah, he's a Virginia guy.
Jack Johnson can beat his ass.
Another swing state. Anyway, Sabrish Gopa from 2 months ago. Ah, yes, Matthews Bridge. A walk away from Matthews' asshole if you've been there. Might as well.
Might as well?
That's how he ends it. Might as well.
Might as well go, I guess.
To the Matthews Bridge.
Okay. Okay.
Jikaku from 1 week ago. After my long 14 years of being on this world, I can confirm old rock, my mother did show me it, totally better than new school hip-hop.
New school hip-hop?
I just
that's kind of funny that there are kids that are like, I listen to old hip-hop, and then his is, it's just Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole genre of that, of just people being like, I am 12, and none of kids in my school listen to AC/DC, but I fucking do.
All the greats, Biggie, Tupac, Limp Bizkit. Woodstock 99.
Jim Guittard from 1 month ago. Generation X. We've always been able to think for ourselves. Not one easily brainwashed by the other uppity generations.
Okay. That's a cool way to say you're the generation that didn't really do anything.
These uppity generations mocking me relentlessly. Why won't they stop?
That's the thing. It's like
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's interesting with Generation X, right? Because the previous generation, talk shit on boomers, but they did like Woodstock and stuff. Yeah. Gen X, Woodstock 99. Do you want to compare Woodstocks, you losers?
I'd say that Generation X's contribution is less than 0.
Okay. Is that a Bret Easton Ellis? Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Less than 0.
I was trying to think if that was like, is he referring to Elvis Costello or Bret Easton Ellis? Because Elvis Costello is like, that's a little before their time. But
yeah, it's not funny.
Anyway.
Just a not funny thing I said.
Iqbal Hidayah from 3 months ago. People say Limp Bizkit is suck and worst band of all time. People also say, OMG, Justin Bieber and BTS are the best singers of all time and still better than rock bands. Me, I'm like, bruh.
So he's in the middle. He
right.
considers liking Limp Bizkit a moderate position.
He's the not too hot, not too cold. He's the anti-Goldilocks.
That is kind of a funny thing to just be like, what's with this feud between rap and rock? You can just like rap rock. That's the solution.
I am the Matthews Bridge that spans rap and rock.
You got a Matthews Bridge.
You say that as a joke, but it was the solution for many white people
Yeah.
who are
No,
like,
that's-
I like rap, but I'm not black. How am I supposed to enjoy it? And then this came out.
I need there to be more unfounded anger.
That guy from 2 weeks ago. This is unsophisticated, blunt, and angry. Perfect for me. That guy, he's scary.
That's a good tattoo. Unsophisticated, blunt, and angry.
In a heart. It's got to be in a big red heart.
It's the Three Stooges.
He's wearing like a cut-off sleeve shirt so everybody can see it. He's wearing the shirt says like, "Don't mess with me when I'm pissed off."
You're talking to the wrong motherfucker. Parentheses all the time.
Alex Anarchy from 1 month ago. My generation have kids now, and they're like fucking mummies.
Okay. I always love that this music makes you more aware. It was fun to push that to Limp Bizkit.
I just don't know why they're fucking mummies. Zombies. Zombies is the analogy.
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
talking about brainless
Yeah.
things that wander around, mummies are kings.
Well, maybe he means that.
Yeah, I guess their brain is all dehydrated.
Yeah, but they're not just regular shopping mall trash. They're kings.
Well, maybe he thinks that the mummies, the kids now have posterity. And their
guess.
influence will live on.
Roadkill from 6 years ago.
Wait, it's getting good. Stop talking.
It is. Roadkill. Wow. This song plus a beat up lifted antique truck equals dirty looks? I don't fucking care, LOL.
Damn.
Antique.
That's what he says, a lifted antique truck. I'm like imagining like an old Ford F-50 from like the 1960s, just like on
I'm
monster.
thinking like earlier than this, just like a lifted Model T. Spinners on
That's
the
what I
Model
was
T.
thinking too.
Pop trunk in the Model T. You just pop back the little basket. That's the trunk. You pop that.
Yeah.
Couple iPhones in there.
Hell yeah, dude. Just running people over. Awooga. Let's see. Tom Skaken from 6 years ago. When the time comes, I'll become a grandpa. And this will be one of the songs I shall share to them. It's awesome.
Man.
Did he say that's awesome?
That's what it says. It's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Guess who I'm doing an impression of? Mom, I don't want to go to Grandpa's house.
He plays butt metal and tries to feed me those weird candies. That
Eat
smell
this
like
pudding I made.
Why does it smell like cigarettes? Shut up!
You can put a cigarette out on your balls if you got enough hair on them.
You kids don't even know who Steve-O is.
Man, my dad was a school teacher for 30 years in Lafayette, Alabama, and one of the guys that he worked with used to make these wreaths like for Christmas out of hard candy.
Oh.
And he would just give them to my dad. He'd be like, "Oh, take this to your son,"
Yeah.
So I get one of these wreaths every Christmas, and that man smoked 1,000 cigarettes a day, and so the wreath reeked of cigarettes, and the candy tasted like cigarettes too. And he just passed away recently.
That's
so
nice.
but he lived to like his late 70s and smoked a fucking ton of cigs. So
Some people can do it.
shout out to Jim, man. R.I.P. And thanks for all the cigarette taste and candy.
I just can't wait to show my grandson Limp and give him his first whippet. Now, boy, it ain't whipped cream. It's even better.
You think this song good? Wait till you hear it on this.
These are poppers, too. Just loves inhalants.
Panic at the chemical fallout from 1 year ago. Well, I'm an old soul, and I hate this mumble rap bullshit my generation over here listens to. I'm so glad I'm not like them. Them wannabe gangsters and twerking 12-year-olds. Well, I am 12, but I'm considered weird or lame.
That's how it ends.
That's how it ends.
I am 12, but I'm considered weird or lame. The story of a guy who will never be fucking cool.
And never.
I just love, them want to be gangsters and twerking 12-year-olds. Well, I am 12. Surprise! Flip the script.
It's like he was arguing with himself.
He's just posting out, he's creating the enemies in his head. People that may or may not even exist. Just
Right.
he wants to be angry at them.
He's only weird because the other kids were like, we don't fucking care if you like Limp Bizkit. Like, it's fine. We can all like
Work
anything.
and wannabe gangsters.
Stop.
He definitely is racist.
Maybe he turned
Gangsters is code for...
Maybe he turned around when Lil Wayne and Lil Pump.
Garbo the VS from 10 years ago. Man, this makes me think about how the last generation looks down on our generation and says we were a bunch of druggies and hippies and we're too lazy and prego-making degenerates. Man, that got me all fired up just thinking about it.
What generation is he from?
So, this is from 10 years ago. So I assume this guy is Gen X.
Okay.
This is like one of his jams, and he is saying the last generation, so the boomers, looks down on his generation for being druggies, hippies, too lazy, and then this is the weird one. It says prego-making degenerates, and obviously the mind turns to unplanned pregnancies, but is he talking about pasta sauce?
That would be funny.
It's like the old generation, they tried to tell me how to make pasta sauce, and I didn't fucking listen because we had Prego, and that was way better.
But why is like the hippies and the drugs were the 60s, so that's not Gen X? I don't get what's his connection.
I guess he's talking about, they were doing drugs in the 90s.
Yeah, but it's like to say the word hippies.
Hippies,
is
yeah,
like,
it's weird. Yeah.
God, what is with
Gen
people?
Xers suck.
God. I mean, anyone who does that shit, like, because of this music, I am this kind of person shit, is like, Jesus Christ, just fucking go get a hobby or, like, at least a tattoo or something. Like, just stop with the Limp Bizkit makes me smart thing. Or the any music makes you smart.
Man, I've been trying I've been looking for comments the whole time. They're impossible to find.
Sam,
they're just people who are boring. People who listen to this are just boring.
I've worked for like 3 days on this one. Actually, this one took me a long time to assemble, so it was a hard one. But I feel like I got most of the gold out of that mine.
What's like the epitome of the boring? Like what exactly?
It's just people being like, I like this song a lot.
Okay.
It's as a 32-year-old person, I can only say true story, my friend.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot where because the Vimeo, the version that's on Vivo or whatever,
32.
Well, here's this guy, Bizkit777 says, I'm 31 and I'm an LB fan forever since 1999.
Yeah, see, it's
It's just people like that.
Yeah, a lot of the comments are also about how the Vivo version of this is censored. So it's
Yeah.
people being like, "Don't tell me I can't hear the word shit and fuck."
They're not on YouTube enough. They got to know to avoid Vivo.
Max Cuckoo Bird from 2 weeks ago. You and me both, Fred. I'm not actually that fussy, I reckon. I could actually still find a compatible partner given enough time.
I don't think so.
I think it would have
I got my
happened by
doubts.
now, Mark.
Fred Durst had a good song with Lil Wayne. Listen to it the
Well,
other
there's
night.
comments about Lil Wayne in here too. People being like,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne did a song with him. And then one guy was like, I don't even know who Lil Wayne is. Well, I know his name, but
But I know that he ain't up to no good. Jokers like him.
I got two more. Jonathan Davies from 3 weeks ago. Got lots of new era caps because I'm very cool, but I can't get Fred's red new era cap. Not on eBay, not on Amazon from the UK. Might have to go to the States to get it. Not so popular these days. And then in all caps, fuck all the haters!
What was the logo of his cap?
it's just the New York Yankees.
It was a red New York Yankees cap
Yeah.
with a white logo,
The
and
Yankee
then
fitted.
the white new era on the front. And he would always wear it backwards. And that was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the look.
The Yankee fitted. but he's breaking the rules with the red Yankee fitted.
Yeah.
That's what made him special and different.
Yeah, no, Lil Wayne has a line in that song about how he's wearing his hat backwards like Fred, but then in the video, Fred is wearing his cap frontwards, so it's interesting to see how things change.
Yeah.
Looks like the Yankee doesn't fit the same anymore.
And finally, Carly Phillips from 1 month ago. Same attitude today for me. For the government, we don't give a fucking. Ha 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 ha.
It's funny to imagine like a Chuck Schumer or like Mitch McConnell reading that and being like, "Oh my god, oh no,
No, what's happening to the youth?" Yeah,
they're gonna revolt."
or even better, Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer come out, and they're both wearing the hats.
That would be cool.
And then they shake hands. They're like, "Dude, one nation under limp, baby."
That would be funny if Trump like took his hat and then turned it back when he won, and then said break stuff.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, he turns it around to reveal a new era.
Yeah, and then Limp Bizkit could have a comeback because he'd be like, "Fuck Trump," and then him and YG would go on tour. And this is why I should be a producer.
All right, Cooper.
All right. Well, then that is our jam of the day.
We gotta go celebrate Trump's victory.
Shit. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. That was our jam of the day, Limp Bizkit and their song "My Generation." Cooper Lyden, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Cooper Lyden on Instagram and Lyden Cooper on Twitter. In the bios of both of those, there's a link to my podcast with Dylan Sullivan. It's called Pork Butt As Seen on TV.
Hell yeah. Sam, where can
Dylan,
people...
not the podcast.
Slam harder on Twitter.
All right. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. The best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support the show, head over to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe.